In Karnataka, the culture budget a couple of years ago was almost the same as the national budget for culture.
Oh my God.
So where does that go? Now that's a very good story for somebody to follow. Follow the money. It's a very good story, that one. That much we spend 650 to 700 crores a year on culture. I remember the time when we had only 60 lakhs per annum. It used to be.
But this government involvement in cultural spaces, and what I'm gathering from both of you, is a problem. It's not the solution, right?
The trick really is you need a space which is definitely affordable for artists who need that. But that same space is not required for an artist who normally showcases his or her works at Taj West End. But they will also demand that they want it at that rate. The answer, I believe, that while government might be the problem, government has also got to be part of the solution. We really need new frameworks. I am a believer that you need a kind of a quasi-private entity, which is, government owns it, government this thing, but there's a very clear understanding of how the place will be managed and run. There's actually an international example which is brilliant, which is the English heritage. So if you go to England, you have all these heritage properties. In fact, you must read the first line of the government note of English heritage. It says English heritage is part of the government, but it is not a government department. And the front facing of English heritage are people who are lords and peers and corporate people and various other things. But government controls all those estates and properties. Nothing is ever severed. But the experience to the customer, experience to the artist who needs to use the space is absolutely seamless. Which is why when you go to London, you'll go see Shakespeare in the Park. The guy who's fronting with the theatre guy, his experience is like the Broadway experience. Even though that park is a government park. We don't have that model.
So what you guys are talking about is government facility, if that can be better managed, upgraded, etc.
One is upgraded and managed in a manner which, and I'm not talking about privatization. At the end of the day, the care and concern that the private people have for, or a resident welfare association has for its park, cannot be matched by a government department.
For stories like this, keep following us. From Code to Culture, our podcast. Subscribe to our channel, follow us on social media.